Hello viewers, and welcome to the first edition of The Scribes. On The Scribes, we bring you monthly news roundup of happenings within the church, health, current affairs, business, just but to mention a few. Without further ado, here is a look at what we have in store for you. We examine the role of the church in maintaining peace across Kenya as the country approaches the August 8th general election. County revenue collections take a dip compared to the same time last year. We take a look at the current statistics of the county revenue collections. The church is taking baby steps in accepting and giving room to the physically challenged persons in a bid to have a more inclusive gathering. Political heat easily gives birth to tension and animosity during a general election. In this historic August 8th elections, we sought to find out the role of the church in trying to foster peace during and after the election. Maurice Mwangi brings us the report.
Kenya is a multi-ethnic state with 44 distinct tribes. The country has held several elections since the year 1964. The forthcoming elections on August the 8th will be the second to be held after the promulgation of a new Kenyan constitution in the year 2010. As we count days to the 8th of August, the country's mood is that of uncertainty as the very fabrics of peace and unity appears thinner as the clock ticks.
So God has given us peace as a gift.
84% of the 47 million people in Kenya adhere to the Christian religion. Peace and unity are some of the virtues deeply embedded in the Christian faith. Therefore, the church has been entrusted with an important role of appreciating and making use of her divine mission of fostering reconciliation, peace and unity in the society.
The role of the church as far as peace is concerned is to ensure that our church members maintain and preach peace.
The only way to maintain this peace is to be our brother's keeper. And when you have that virtue in you, then you will be able to have peace.
Christians individually, they have a role to play in enhancing peace in the country of Kenya, especially in this time of electioneering.
Kenyans have witnessed election violence after the 2007 general election, which clearly showed the effects of a society devoid of peace and shreds of unity.
Everything that we see out there, the economic activity, development that has taken place over time, is as a result of peace.
We understand, therefore, that it is the responsibility of the church to maintain peace.
As Kenyans prepare to exercise their constitutional role on August the 8th, the church calls every citizen to be an ambassador of unity and foster peaceful coexistence amongst ourselves. Reporting for Hope Channel Kenya, I am Bugwa Morris.
What mean grade did you get after sitting for your Kenya certificate of secondary education? Well, spare me the details. A group of people who scored E in their KCSE refused to let their secondary school grade be a stumbling block, as John Ogoi found out.
Over the years, students have been rated according to their performance. The 844 system requires students who perform, and the E graders have been all the time left behind. Even though many will sigh with relief, days of revision will be a thing of the past, and the familiar weight that many candidates feel on their chest during examinations will be a long gone thing. It is in this case that many students struggle to perform well, and everyone should encourage such a move. They should, however, know that who they become has more to do with their resolve than the grades they will achieve after KCSE. In Kenya, Grade E is considered a death sentence in one's academic life and career. This often attracts scorn from family and friends. Those who score Grade E are seen as failures whose verdict has been spelled out.
Safari yangu ya maisha naweza sema mimi Sikukuwa wa KCSE, ilikuwa ni E grade, ningeweza sema ni grade ya E.
While others opt to continue their studies by bridging subjects they failed, many resolve to keep off anything to do with books and will avoid mentioning their educational background in public. Sadly, many have been ignored, which is why we come together so that we can have a platform on which to share our good and bad times while planning for our future. We need to do more to educate and encourage our children that opportunities for growth and to pursue their dreams are not entirely on grade A's, but also the ones with grade E's.
Doesn't mean that it's the end of that person. It means that that person should be given a lot of love and care.
However, have you ever wondered what lies in wait for students who are considered academic failures, having not done well in the examinations? The future holds more than what the grades dictate. Reporting for Hope Channel Kenya, I'm John Ogoi.
Most of us, if not all, do love children. And here on the Scribes, we definitely had to do something for them. The book of Proverbs chapter 22 verse 6 says, "Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he shall not depart from it." Our scribe, Nixon Ratemo, compiled the following report for Children's Corner.
My name is Justin Okari and I have been in Adventurers for 6 years. It has helped me to know more about Jesus and to respect my elders.
We are adventurers at home, at school, at play.
My name is Zara Kerubo. I've been in Adventurers for the past 8 years. What I've learned in Adventurers will help me in future to respect my elders and teach other kids to love God with all their hearts.
Hawa watoto wa Adventurers, usuri ya kuwatrain wakiwa wadogo kwa ajili ya neno la Mungu na kufundishwa neno ya Biblia, wana grow wakiwa watoto ambao wanaheshimu Mungu.
Jesus grew both in body and in wisdom, gaining favor with God and people.
Najivuta kwa watoto ambao niliwafundisha tangu 90s ikiwa nimeanza kuwafundisha. Watoto hao wengine sasa ni elders wangu. Naweza kueleza hao watoto wakigrow, wakijua neno la Mungu, kazi itakuwa rahisi.
We should respect our parents and not disappoint others.
Jesus, help me be like you.
Father, may you help us to continue respecting our parents and also our teachers.
Tusingoje tuache watoto wapotee. Baadaye tuanze kuita crusade, tumie fedha nyingi kama kanisa kutafuta waliopotea kurudisha kwa kanisa. Itakuwa ni kazi ngumu kwetu.
We will be taking a short break, but don't go away because there's still more to come. Welcome back. Persons living with disabilities have little opportunities in the society, including the church. The church is waking up to the reality that the disabled persons can give worthwhile contribution to the affairs of the church. And here is our special feature for this month, Special Needs Ministry, a ministry whose time has come.
Nobody knew exactly what special needs is all about.
There are no provisions in the church for them.
To me, it is like a forgotten department.
Some of them could not even interact with me.
If you want me to participate in church, you have to create an opportunity for me.
This is indeed a ministry whose time has come.
For a long time, people with special needs have been neglected not only in societal matters.
Wageni walipokuwa wakikuja nyumbani, nilikuwa nawekwa kando, naambiwa naletewa chakula kando, ukulie hapo, ulikuwa unawekwa kando na wengine.
But also the spiritual sphere.
Those barriers, attitudinal barriers, not just physical barriers, are the ones that have kept away people with special needs. They have blocked them from hearing the gospel message, embracing the Savior.
Among many African families, lameness was considered a curse. As a result, children born lame were mostly killed at birth and, if lucky, doomed to spend their entire lives behind doors. However, with changing times and shifting mindsets, the society is finally coming to terms with this, taking people with special needs as fellow human beings and helping them not only fend for themselves, but also useful and leaders in the society. As for intimacy, it was a great challenge for a person with disability to find love and even get married. If it happened, that was a rare occurrence.
I am visually challenged. I'm married to Fred Ongwenga. Before he became my husband, he was my friend. He's the one who took me to church.
If you come to my house, you'll be surprised. She does everything as a normal wife. She can cook for me. Just look at me. Am I ugly? Young men out there who are afraid of getting married to people living with these challenges, I wish to give them a secret. They are the perfect wives and perfect men.
Self-esteem is a crucial bit in every human being, the lack of which has led to desperation in life. Worse still, suicidal cases.
I could not interact with other people because of the stigma.
Though there have been several campaigns and seminars aimed at boosting people's self-esteem, many with special needs still hold their challenge to themselves.
They could not talk to me, so I found it difficult to go even to those in religious groups, in institutions, because of personally I was not accepting my state. And I did not love myself so much, unless now the friends who came to my room to talk to me and told me about Christianity and also other things that could have exposed me to love myself and also love other people.
Princess Lina Mohammed has a challenge.
Sometimes I don't feel like I have that need because people, they identify I have that need when they see me on a wheelchair. But many a times I don't feel like I have it because many are things I can do on my own with no support.
Luckily, with supportive parents, she fought her shortcoming and is a celebrated journalist.
I worked with BBC as a contract. Then afterwards, I worked with Baraka FM as a radio presenter, gospel program. And now I'm working with KBC as a radio presenter, a gospel program, Imani Mara Show.
But how would one with low self-esteem overcome the challenge and feel belonging?
First, accept yourself for who you are. And if you want people to understand really who you are, you have to come out. If you cannot do it, say I cannot. If you can, prove it that I can. And to those who feel like they are better, in quotes, give an opportunity to such people. When you see someone on a wheelchair, crutches, caliper, stick, disability is nothing. It's just a physical appearance, but the mentality matters a lot. It's just a matter of time. And one thing I know, once you give a chance to that person, he can be or she can become a better person than you ever thought of.
The gospel is reaching far and wide, but at a lame speed when it comes to people with special needs. Most churches fail not only to provide facilities for these people, but also in recognizing their presence.
We've not embraced the special needs ministry wholly in the church. Most of our churches are still not special needs friendly. You can find, like even in our church, if you look at the pulpit, it is not ramped. And even the doors, it is still a great challenge. Our washrooms are not friendly either.
In turn, people with these challenges have felt neglected and unwanted in the Christian fraternity.
We are not fulfilling God Jesus' message because we are forgetting our fellow friends.
The fact all of us, we have disabilities. And the worst disability is the spiritual disability. If you cannot have time with the Word of God, that is the worst disability you have.
The gospel has to reach all corners of the world, races, tribes, dialects, and tongues.
Jesus said that we look for those who have got needs, so that we bring them together, we join hands, because the salvation does not choose the needy or whatever. We should be all in one flock.
However, very little has been done when it comes to people living with disabilities, with only a few having braved the challenge to reach out to them.
And there are quite a number of churches that the ministry is not even existing. And if you talk about special needs, wanaona, that is like a lesser department.
With changing circumstances, things are taking a new shape, and churches are beginning to appreciate, start, and even have the special needs department under some form of management.
We haven't gone any further, but we are trying to catch up. In fact, we are trying our best level so that we accommodate these people, and we have discovered they are there, though they are eaten.
The members there, they were not ready for special needs. We were 3 deaf. We were sitting at the back of the church because the deacons did not see the need for us to sit in front, to sit near the preacher. It was a very big problem for us to understand the sermon because we did not have interpreters.
About special needs, we started around last year. And I think today, if I can remember, it's the second session we have hosted the special needs.
And for how long has the church been operational?
Over 15 years.
But now what we have done, like in our church, we are going to even restructure the way the church was built so that we accommodate them. Again, we want to train some members of the church so that they can even know how to use sign language for those other people with special needs who are hidden in houses, because the owners knows very well there is no provision for them in the church. Even if they come, there is no message they'll get.
Apart from the obviously non-physical special needs, there are some internal needs often neglected.
The membership of the church do not know that quite a number of us has got special cases that particularly deal with the way we relate with them, both in terms of the kind of food we eat. Some of these perfumes and the kind of food we eat aggravate the situation of some of our members, making them now to leave the church.
According to the Bible, it is wrong to create a stumbling block for others. Visiting members and having midweek fellowship in their homes is a common practice. Whether or not we have people with special needs in our rotational devotions is a matter that must be looked at with absolute seriousness.
And majority actually of our members in churches, they don't know where we stay. They just see us in churches. They don't know what we go through. Some, they cannot even come into contact with us. They fear. They are afraid. They feel like we are not part and parcel. They doubt us. They are the same people. They will ignore you in the street. Believe you me. Or they are the same people who will come with 10 bob, 20 bob to give to you. Do you think we are 10 bob worthy?
24:12, but because iniquity shall 24:14.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Social perceptions are already changing, and the society's handling of people with special needs too.
Saa hii serikali inalipia watoto wale walemavu masomo kuanzia primary mpaka university.
It is therefore vital that this extends to the churches, and our brothers and sisters feel not only welcome but also appreciated, and their ministry recognized and needed.
I think it is time we wake up. It is time we wake up in the families, in the church. We reach out unto these people.
As a church, for so many years, even though we preach the pure and defiled gospel, the three angels' messages, we have locked out to a certain extent attitudinally, principally, and in our policies, in our church structures and programs, the deaf, the blind, the lame, those with hidden disabilities, and those with other types of special needs.
Encouraging enough, this has already taken root.
Beleni watoto walikuwa na vichwa, hata wazazi wengi wanafungia mlemavu kwa nyumba na kucha kanisa. Anasimu kama sio mtu amewacha kwa nyumba. Bisa kama hizo unakuta labda nyumba zimechomeka, mtoto ameungua ndani. Sasa tunawaelimisha anastahili pia kuletwa kanisa kama mtoto yoyote.
We are trying, but we are not yet there. Majority of the church members assume so many times, even our own elders, our own pastors, because they are not aware, they have not felt the need. Spend more time identify if this person can do it. What is it that we need in this church to incorporate this person?
Things have really improved. I have seen this is the only church that we are recognized with the way we are. We are recognized that we have abilities in various departments in the church. Because we can preach, some of us can sing, some of us can even do what we call evangelism, this selling books, as long as we are given an opportunity.
In fact, I'm urging the church as a whole from up for them to put more strength in this ministry, because it's a new ministry and it has several people who needs to be assisted.
It is the hope of everyone that soon enough, all churches will appreciate people with special needs, win and prepare them for Christ, and involve them in ministry.
It is true that every Christian wants to go to heaven, but how are we going to heaven without our other people, our people who have special needs, people with disability? We as Christians, have we done much? Not yet. You and me, we have a work to do. Therefore, it's a call. Let's all join together and work and bring all those who have special needs in church.
To matters environment now, the leadership of East Central Africa Division joined hands with local churches in Ongata Rongai to clean up the local market. The church did not only improve the environment, but also saw this as an opportunity to evangelize to the community. Take a look.
The Advent Hill community organized the first of its kind community service program to clean up the nearby market of Ongata Rongai and its surroundings. The exercise brought together over 200 volunteers from the institutions of the Advent Hill, namely East Central Africa Division, ADRA Africa, Maxwell Academy, Advent Hill Primary School, and Adventist University of Africa, as well as members of Laser Hill Church and Multimedia University students. The volunteers gathered together in the cool of the morning with rakes, spades, trash bags, wheelbarrows and gloves, all excited to sweep, collect and dig trenches just to make a difference in Rongai town.
I'm very excited. As a committee member in this community service, this has been our dream. And just seeing the way the community is responding to the service we are rendering today, I'm very impressed. And I think this is the core of mission. Just without even preaching on the pulpit, coming to do this kind of work, educating the citizen on how to keep their community clean is true Christianity.
The first time we saw it, the heaps were a lot, they were like hills. But now I can't believe it, we actually did it by ourselves and it feels good. Really good to do it, yes.
Now when you see how this place is almost clean, what do you think about?
This is amazing, because what was here before this, it was a different world altogether. And now seeing most of it has been cleared up, and probably if the rains come, they'll wash some of this dirt off. And we're happy to be part and parcel of this project.
The enthusiasm, energy and commitment demonstrated by one and all attracted several motorists passing through the town, some of whom joined the teams in moving heaps of trash from the roadside into the bin bags.
It's a beautiful place to live. We want to keep it that way. We know this is just the first step. We're tired, but we appreciate partnering with the county and community. Even people came that didn't know and asked for gloves and helped. So right now we're a little tired, but we're happy, and we're wanting this to continue as a partnership here in the new year.
Community leaders and government representatives were here to join hands in the cleanup exercise that seeks to create a clean and safe environment.
I am the area assistant chief here, so this is my area. I'm very happy. Now the area is so much clean and we would like to do this more often.
We appreciate that this exercise has been successful and we look forward to do more of this, to partner together.
Some vendors in the market could not hide their joy at seeing clean trenches in front of their stalls.
Kuna tofauti kubwa sana kwa sababu hata maji yalikuwa yamesimama hapa yameanza kuenda, na sasa nafikiri hata magonjwa sasa ni kama hakuna siku ya leo. Tumefurahi sana sana sana.
We need to find a solution, a permanent solution to this, and we need to do more advocacy work. You know, my recommendation is that we get a big can where the market women can be dumping their trash, and those cans should be picked maybe every day or every other day.
I thank God for what we have been able to do. It's been a nice assignment. We feel used by God, and that's the main thing. We are happy with what we have done. And it's obvious, the place is a lot cleaner. Comments from the community members, it's fantastic. Even drivers going by, they're saying thank you. Some of them joined us. What else can we ask for? Some of them are saying that they will hold the county leadership to account for this work because this is what they should have done. So under that condition, through our service, we have provided an advocacy service to the community. Now they can speak for themselves to say, so this is possible, then they must do it. But we will work with the county.
Moving on to business news, statistics indicate that only 8 counties were able to raise in excess of 50% of the target revenues based on the 2016-2017 fiscal year. Kenneth Matoka has more details.
The latest report by the Control of Budget shows that counties have a long way to go in reducing dependence on the national government. In the report, only 8 counties out of the 47 counties have managed to collect half of the full revenue target set in the 2016-2017 financial year. County governments generated a total of 24.7 billion Kenya shillings, which is 41.4% of the 59.7 billion Kenya shilling annual local revenue targets for the devolved units. At the same period in the last financial year, the counties were better off, having collected 24.8 billion Kenya shillings, or 46.9% of the revenue target. Many businesses have been cautious in dealing with counties because of delays in payments, which strains their cash flow management. Bomet County is on the lead among the 8 counties and had collected half of the revenue. Against full year target of 207 million Kenya shilling, it collected 197.1 million Kenya shillings, which translates to 94.1% of the target. On the other hand, counties like Mandera managed to collect 89.8 million Kenya shilling, or 74.8% of the 120 million Kenya shilling which was set for them. With upcoming national general election, we can only hope that counties will do better in the subsequent financial books and reduce over-dependence on the exchequer. Reporting for Hope Channel Kenya, I'm Ken Matoka.
National heroes and heroines are often forgotten by the very country that they fought for. It was remarkable to see a team of mindful scholars and students who paid a courtesy call to Mrs. Kimathi, the surviving wife of a renowned Kenyan freedom fighter, Dedan Kimathi. Jason Wekesa reports.
The family of the late Dedan Kimathi were happy to receive students from Dedan Kimathi University, secondary and primary school. The students were in company of the Chancellor of the Dedan Kimathi University, lecturers, teachers, church leaders, among other guests. It was a special visitation organized by the schools in collaboration with the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
The first motivation was to visit with his family, see the widow that Mrs. Kimathi and her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren. It was to visit with the family and encourage them and tell them they did us proud as Kenyans. Tumuige nani? Yesu Kristo ambaye ninamuita super hero. Yeye ndiye hero.
The mission for the visitation was graced by Pastor John Masharia, who encouraged attendants to emulate the national icon, the late Dedan Kimathi, and above all, Jesus Christ, who is the real superhero.
Na wakati huo, we are talking of 50s. Watu wameingia huko msituni, wanakaa huko wakipigana kwa sababu ya tupate uhuru. We want to thank God for heroes like Dedan Kimathi and our Shosho Mukami Kimathi and others ambao tunakumbuka leo.
With at least 200 people in attendance, it was evident that Mrs. Kimathi was a living heroine who is loved by many. The family received gifts from the visiting team, and a proposal to name a school after Mrs. Kimathi was passed.
Dedan Kimathi was not fighting alone. So Mrs. Kimathi is a heroine in her own rights. She was in the forest fighting for this freedom of the freedom of this country. If a school was built and named after her, right, then that would also be a perpetual thing for posterity.
She is a national heroine who played a vital role in the liberation struggle for Kenya. Jason Wekesa, Hope Channel Kenya.
And on the regional news, total member involvement initiative in Uganda and Tanzania during the month of June got a major boost when 117,000 people gave their lives to Christ through baptism. With 24,000 speakers, 8,000 sites and community service, 80,806 people were baptized in Tanzania alone, while 36,969 were baptized in Uganda, bringing the church membership to 600,000 in Tanzania and 330,000 in Uganda. TMI is a world church initiative that encourages each church member to share Jesus with others and bring at least one person to Christ. This latest baptism marks the second time the Adventist Church has surpassed the 100,000 mark during TMI campaign. A similar initiative in 2016 resulted in 110,000 baptisms in Rwanda. In Kenya, 73,000 people were baptized in March this year. TMI evangelism took off with 30,000 baptisms in Zimbabwe in 2015, and it has led to thousands of baptisms in Romania, Ukraine, and Philippines so far this year. And in our news wrap, we begin here in Nairobi, where Hope Channel Kenya is organizing a major fundraising of 100 million Kenya shillings to help boost its operations. The fundraiser, dubbed Hope for Hope 100 Shillings Challenge, will enable us here to buy latest media equipment, upgrade our studios, and employ more volunteers to effectively reach out to more viewers with better content. Be part of the challenge now and send your contribution of 100 shillings or more to our paybill number 669657. The camp meeting season in Kenya is here with us. Already a number of churches in West Kenya Union Conference have been able to finish their camp meetings, with many more hoping to finish theirs by the end of next month. Last year's campaign meetings across the country had their fair share of challenges, with the most notable one being Migosi SDA Church in Kisumu that lost its guest speaker who had traveled all the way from the US to come and grace the occasion. Our prayers are with all the churches as you experience the blessing of the Lord during your camp meetings in your respective churches. That's all we had for you on this maiden edition of The Scribes. In case you missed this episode, you can be sure to watch it on our YouTube channel, Hope Channel Kenya. Send your comments to our Facebook page and our Twitter accounts that are running at the bottom of your screen. Signing out from Nairobi, Kenya, I am your host, Michael Kiche. See you next month.